Uganda is a host to nearly 1 million refugees and asylum seekers, making it the third largest refugee population in the world relative to its economic wealth. Over the last year, the refugee population in Uganda has more than doubled, with significant influxes from South Sudan, with currently more than 2,500 South Sudanese refugees arriving in Uganda every day. As of October 2016, more than 200,000 South Sudanese refugees and asylum seekers are living in Adjumani district, in addition to the estimated Ugandan population of 392,000. The high influx of refugees comes with many challenges. The priorities are first and foremost to protect the vulnerable population and to provide health services, water, food and shelter. UNDP, together with Adjumani District Local Government and Design Without Borders, in partnership with UNHCR and funding from Government of Japan, set out to implement Design Challenge in Adjumani District.
By having the South Sudanese refugees and the host communities working together, we aim to foster understanding among different communities and improve social cohesion, and ultimately contribute to Sustainable Development Goal 16, peace, justice, and strong institution.
So when we talk about design, in this design challenge, we basically talk about problem solving. It's the way of creatively, but also very systematically solving challenges that might come up in the communities. We use the human-centered design approach, which means that we will always have the user or the stakeholders in the center of the process, both from the initial research and acquiring knowledge all the way up to the final solution and prototyping.
We have 4 criteria in selecting the winners. One is the process that the youth went through, because we conducted 6 workshops. The second one is creativity. The third one is sustainability, how the ideas can be sustained without UNDP coming in or donors coming in. And the last one is potential for social impact.
The Adjumani Design Challenge comprised of 6 participatory workshops and took the participants through the human-centered design process, starting with user research, ideation, conceptualization, prototyping and testing. The participants learned design thinking through developing sustainable solutions themselves to the most relevant problems experienced within their communities.
How might we improve on the local tools for crop production?
When we reach to one of the farmer who is a rice grower, we find him is using a local available material. He make a rack to make a straight line so that he puts the seeds on the straight line, because he's unable to buy sowing machines which can straighten line, and then you pour the seeds in the bashin just to make a drops by itself.
We came with the idea of making a rack that can make their work easy, because what they have been using before, it was so heavy. So what we have designed was so light, can be used easily for planting many crops like maize and other crops.
We have identified the challenge of education. The theme is the school fees problem, and we reached to the extent of saying how can they solve the problem. Income generating activities can be created, they can get money to solve the problem.
There's one person who is in Oblokong village. He said for him he was produced HIV positive. He has resorted to drinking alcohol. This challenge can be solved by forming groups which provides alternative source like sports, which will not keep you busy other than thinking of going to drink.
People in our community, that's to say Boroli, are having misunderstanding and they are misusing the little available resources they are supposed to spend and use for their own benefit, but they're using it for alcoholism, drinking, and spending a lot of time in drinking, whereby children couldn't go to school, food couldn't be enough for them because the little they have they spend in drinking alcohol.
From the brainstorm, they came up with these really big themes and challenges they wanted to tackle. We worked on narrowing them down into something that they could actually solve. So instead of dealing with alcoholism, you deal with financial planning.
We have one tag that has been made out of a jerrycan. This one represents a medical saving tag. We hang it on this bag where this will remind you on when you have problem with the medical, where do you go and what do you do.
My theme was about health, ignorance or knowledge of health. Now, in our findings, normally we find that most communities suffer from diseases that can easily be neglected, but due to ignorance, due to information gap, they suffer diseases that they don't know how to actually protect themselves from some of these diseases.
This one does not need you to go and borrow money from someone also. You just go and educate the community with local available resources.
It is building the capability of young people to identify their own problem, and it goes ahead on impacting knowledge on how they can screen the best suitable solution for their own problem using local available resources that are efficient and affordable at their reach. The youths have been complaining, they are not employed. So instead of thinking of unemployment, we feel the capacity building of the youth will enhance their status and help them to identify their own problems and converting these challenges into opportunities.
For the tool, the wooden one was too heavy, such that my child cannot even assist me in the field because the measurement of weight was not done, and it was just made locally, which it could not be proportional to the person using the wooden line marker. The new rake we have seen has a lot of advantages. It is long lasting, like the wooden one can be eaten by termites within a day or 2 days.
UNDP, through its Innovation for Development approach, is identifying more effective solutions for Uganda's refugee hosting communities as it works to ensure no one is left behind.
In Uganda, thanks to the strategy of the government, where they ask for humanitarian and development assistance to be provided concurrently to refugees and host communities, we in the United Nations have a consolidated framework known as the United Nations Development Assistance Framework. And within that, we have an innovative initiative known as ReHoPE, Refugees and Host Community Empowerment Program. So UNDP has used the Adjumani Design Center as its contribution to this innovative approach by allowing refugees to sit and think about what are the biggest challenges they face in their day-to-day lives and to come up with the solutions to address those challenges right now, today, as we currently are with them.
How people should control this alcohol?
So here, yes. So we are going to cancel.
My experience of working with these local people is going to make a difference because here we are together and we interact. Even some people here, I never knew them. Now these days we are now friends. We call ourselves brothers and sisters. If UNDP could not be there, we shall not even know ourselves.
We came up with an opportunity. How might we reduce these frustrations which people are facing in the community?
The winners of the challenge were Team 5 and Team 6. Team 5 developed a concept that is beneficial for everybody involved, especially for less privileged young people who can now attend school by laying bricks for 3 weeks between school terms. In the process, the team pushed themselves very far and came very close to a solution that can be piloted and possibly be implemented. Team 6 won because they also pushed themselves very far and created a planting rake that has been field tested several times by a professional farmer, whereby they have proved that their product is relevant and also works very well. The planting rake increases the efficiency and reduces the strain on the farmer and can be used for a variety of crops, which will have a big impact in the future.
We are very happy to be a winner for this design.
We feel great to be the winners. We need to continue with the project because we can see that there's hope, as the group name says, that we are Hope Youth Group, and we love to give more hope for those ones who are not with us and those ones who have not had the training.
I believe the messages that we have first is to the people of Uganda, to thank them for their generosity and for their hospitality, for opening up their hearts, their homes and their land to refugees when they needed it the most. The second is to the refugees, and to remind them refugees is not a condition, is not a disease, it's just a situation. And to make sure that there are examples of dignified work, of innovation and cohabitation are examples that should inspire refugees all around the world. My last message is to the youth. Yes, you can, and yes, you have, and yes, you will be part of positive solutions in your communities. So invite youth refugees around the world to look at what these refugees did in Adjumani. You can find solutions to the situations in your family and your community. To the international community, we owe a debt of gratitude to Uganda, its people, its government, and I hope that many other governments will emulate this positive approach of dignified solutions for those who need us the most, the refugees.